Welcome to After Making a Baby podcast. Today, we're going to be exploring some of the challenges of motherhood when your village is missing. That's when you don't have your support system. And we're going to talk about how you can build your own mom tribe, basically, through connection and support. So let's dive in. To kick us off, I would really love to share a personal story because when I had my first baby, I remember coming home with my newborn and the shock of it all from having the baby, delivery, all of that. And the loneliness, because unfortunately for me, my mom that was supposed to be here to support me was denied a visa, so she couldn't make it. And I didn't know until literally the last second, that she wasn't going to come.
Yeah.
So, and I had to spend 2 weeks in the hospital due to complications. So my husband, by the time we came back, he had to go back to work. So I was by myself with this baby, and I was like, it was such a big shock. The loneliness, because I had just moved to the UK. So I've left some of my friends behind back when I was living in the US.
Yeah.
So that's for me, that navigating that period was it was so difficult. It was so lonely. And I really struggled without that support.
Yeah.
So I know that I'm not alone in this kind of feeling, right? I know I'm not alone. If you're watching this and you're listening to this and you're nodding your head and you're relating, well, this episode is for you. We're going to be diving into some of the challenges when your village is missing and how you can overcome that, or how you can create your own community just to feel a bit of support through this journey. So I would love to introduce my guest, Vanessa, my very, very amazing, lovely friend. Please, you have the floor. Can you introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about your mama bearhood?
Oh gosh. Well, as you said, I'm Vanessa. I'm mom of two, a boy and a girl. Daughter's 9 now, going on 10.
Madame.
Going on 13. And my son's 3 at the moment. So yeah.
So welcome.
A good age gap. But I'm no expert though. No
What?
expert. No.
See, you've done it all, right?
I'm a baby in this game myself.
You have someone that's almost a teenager. You still have a few
No,
years
I'm
ago.
a baby myself. No, she thinks she's almost a teenager.
Because she acts like one. And then you have a toddler.
Yes, exactly.
Ooh,
Yes.
we have, basically our sons are the same age, and tell you, this age is, they really be trying your patience, don't
Oh,
they?
yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Okay, so briefly, let's just talk about what a village means. What's your village? What's your definition of your village?
Well, village means different things to different people, but for me, I would say it's basically like your little, tribe community of people who are there to support you. It could be anything from like friends or family, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, for me too, the same. It's just like your support system. Whoever is just kind of goes out of their way to make sure you're okay. For me at that time, it was my mom, my husband, my friends. So unfortunately, if you don't have that, that's what we mean by, when your village is missing. Okay, so quickly, I have a question. Have you personally ever felt like your village was missing, and what was your journey like in kind of finding a bit of support during that time, like after you had your babies?
I wouldn't say per se. Well, at that point in time, I think I wasn't thinking about it like, I have a missing village or anything.
Yeah.
But I probably didn't realize then that I needed like support. Because when I first had my daughter, my husband was away for a little bit and I was with her by myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it didn't occur to me that, I needed to have support and help with me. I just felt like, you're supposed to, you're a mum now.
Yes.
You're supposed to get on
Figure
with it. You're supposed to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
So I didn't even try and reach out to anybody. I felt like I didn't need to ask for help because why am I asking for help? You're supposed to know what to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to keep this moving.
So true.
Like, you chose to be a mum. Hey.
Yeah. Why are you bringing
why am I going to call somebody else and say, please, I need help.
Me.
So I just sat down there with myself.
Oh my goodness.
Trying to, swim.
I think that is so true. I think that was what I was struggling with the first time. Because even then, people would call, like some of the friends that, my husband introduced me to, because I was, in the, just moved to UK, I was trying to get to know people. They'll call me and be like, hi, how's motherhood going? Do you need help? And I always say no.
Yes,
I just felt like I was weak if I
if you say yes,
help. If
exactly.
I say yes, like don't be like, you're struggling.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a mom now.
Yes.
I should have this mom superpower. I should figure everything out. I should do it by myself.
Absolutely.
But to be honest,
and then you feel like, okay, if I ask or even phone anybody and say, you need help, or that means that I'm already failing.
Yes.
Like, you're supposed to know what
you just
to
feel
do.
Like you're failing.
Yeah, like you chose this path. You're supposed to know what to do. So I didn't even occur to me. My instinct was, you know what? Yeah. You have to survive.
Yeah.
But then thinking about it now, I think after having my second child, then, and as we're discussing as well now, I think, that village is important.
Yeah.
Because then I literally was just, and I had so many stupid ideas that I thought that I
feel like when you're coming to motherhood, you have all these ideas and you think, okay, you're going to follow it directly. And then when you don't, you feel like you're failing. You should not have that. Those expectations, just cancel them, because it just keeps you down.
Yes, it
almost.
does.
Right.
Because you're trying to like keep up to this, ideal. And there isn't. You just have to... You have to just do what works for you. You have to do what works for you.
So with your second, how did you just reach out to people more, like seek help, ask for help, or how did you now build your own village?
I'm someone who kind of also doesn't like asking generally for help.
Yeah.
Or I just don't like asking for anything because I always feel like if I do ask for things, not that I'm failing per se, but I always feel like I'm like being a burden to people. So I'd rather not ask. Even when people offer, I'm like, do you really mean it?
Right? Some people sometimes, and maybe like, oh, just call me anytime, I'll babysit. I'm like, are you sure?
I'm like, are you sure you're sure? Do you mean that? Or are you just saying it because you feel like that's what you need to say?
When I now call you, you'll be like, oh goodness. Like, I didn't know she was going to take me up on that.
But I have realised that there are some people who actually mean it.
Yeah.
So when they do say to you, oh, do you need help? Let me know if you need anything. There are people who actually mean it. And it's so lovely and refreshing.
Yeah.
People who would actually go out of their way to cook for you. They'll come and see you. Like I have a friend who like literally stocked up my freezer and things like that. So, but not that I actually asked, but this time around when people offered, when I had my son, then I was a little bit more receptive. I was like, okay, I don't mind. But in my mind, I'm like, do you mean it? Are you actually going to do it? But it was nice because when they did do it and, it now made me feel like I felt that support. Like, I actually have people who actually mean it and they actually want to help.
The best thing is people that will do it without you really asking for it. Because then it's like, okay, I don't have to. I'm not sure whether you mean it or not. I know you mean it. But let me just segue and say to anyone who's thinking, how can I support a new mom? Please stock up their fridge. Bring food. That will always be freezer. A love language for moms. For a new mom.
Yes.
Just bring food. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't be saying I'll come and see baby. I'm expecting me to cook because ain't no way she's gonna cook for you.
I'll just give you water.
Come with food. Come with food. Come. That's the only way. Like come with no judgment and come with food. That's it.
I agree.
Okay, so I want to ask what do you think about virtual villages? Right, like online mom groups. Have you ever explored any of those? Because I feel like when your village is missing, for me, my mom couldn't come. There was no other option. I just had to go virtual. I had to kind of start researching what mom groups are out there, what's the support that's there. Have you ever explored any of that? And how was your experience basically?
Again, when I first had my daughter, I think I wasn't even into like, I'm still not like really into social media like that anyway, but then I wasn't like even paying attention to any of that stuff. Yeah. So it didn't even occur to me to do that. But now, of course, a lot more, people are more vocal about things. There's a lot more groups out there. So I have like looked at a few of them. Okay. And I like what they're doing. Like some people have like go for walks with other mums. Yes. And then like they do like exercises together.
Fitness groups.
Yeah, fitness groups, things like that.
Just come with your buggy and your baby.
So things like that I've looked at but then at that time when I had my daughter, I did go to a couple of mother and baby classes. when you go like to measure the baby and things like that. So, and then you have like little play groups. So that was nice as well, because then at least you get to meet other people
Yeah.
and then play.
Speaking
and then
of,
baby
right,
play.
we did meet two of our really good friends from mom and
we
baby
did.
play group,
We did.
and we then formed our
From our own mummy group
called the Yummy Mummy of Epsley.
Oh my god.
We were the Yummy Mummies
of Epsley. So I haven't particularly gone to any of the events yet.
Yeah.
But I have looked at a few of them online, and I think that they have done very well to support a lot of people who have no one and no village. So they've built communities, and I actually admire it. I'm like, wow, this is actually cool. Like, it's good to do things like this.
Yeah, because when you go, to be honest, if anyone who is thinking, oh, I'm not sure about it, I'm not sure about because I understand. Imagine you're by yourself, you're in the trenches of postpartum, you're thinking, I don't want to go to this mom group, I don't know how people are going to, you know, and then am I going to beg for friends? And let me tell you, all these moms are in the same boat, just looking for support. And the way they welcome you, the way everyone is literally like ready to, just looking for some kind of support. Please just try, just explore it, just dip your toe in. Look at your local communities. A lot of local communities, especially in the UK, do a lot of mom groups. You know, there are people that have it in, like, you know, if you have a community center. So you can just try one, go to baby sensory classes. You're going to meet lots of new moms there.
You meet new moms.
So that's one of the ways to just find, you know, just if you find one more person who you can just talk to, and the person's like, I understand, I swear, you feel so much better. You know, I'm not weird.
You're not alone.
You're not alone. You're not weird.
Because you can share experiences and you're like,
exactly.
oh, okay, so you too.
You're going through that. You too. So that's normal, right? That's especially when you're a first-time mom. It's really
you feel
hard.
you feel like you're the only one that's
Yes.
And when you hear someone else's story and you can relate to it, it's great. Yeah.
I want to talk about segue into kind of the emotional toll that it takes when you don't have your village. Because I feel like many moms feel some kind of guilt or shame in asking for help, like we said, right? So why do you think that is? Like, I always try to think, like, how do we even change the narrative? Why do we feel like it's a shame? Like, why do we feel ashamed? Is it judgment? Like,
well, judgment can be part of it, because one, you feel like, oh, people out there will think, oh wow, she's already failing, or she doesn't know what she's doing, kind of thing. And also within yourself, because sometimes you're about to be a mom, so you have all these ideas, all these things people have said to you, things you've maybe read, and you just automatically feel like, oh yeah, it's gonna be cool. And then sometimes it's not as you think it's gonna be.
It's never,
and things,
never as you think it's
and
gonna
things
be.
are going another way.
Yeah.
So you feel like, okay, if I speak up, then maybe people will think that, okay,
I'm not
she's
a good
failed
mother.
at it.
Exactly.
And then you feel like you're not
a
doing
good
this.
mom, you're not
The
doing
job's
this.
not for you. You can't do it. And then you just feel like, oh, do I say anything? Do I not say anything?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's why people feel shame.
Yeah.
But I think, speaking up is probably the best way to go, because when you keep everything to yourself and you're not coping well,
You're just
and
gonna,
that's not good for you
at all.
mentally and the baby.
100%. And I mean, in terms of the whole shame thing and asking for help, like, I don't know if I always think back to, like, traditionally, like, being Nigerians and being, like, I'm just trying to think of my mom doing it. I'm almost trying to see, has there been anything placed in us? You know how when you're a wife, there's certain expectations.
Yes.
Is it that when there was also certain expectations placed on us as when we're growing up, a mom should just know, a mom should do this, a mom should be strong, you know?
Yes.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
We need to change that narrative, because when we find the roots, then we can hopefully, change it.
Change that for the future. Well, I think also, back here, growing up in an African household, you do have that idea whereby it's like they expect you to be strong, not show emotion, just
don't
move
talk
on.
About, don't talk about things in your marriage. Don't talk about things in your home.
Don't expose certain things. Just keep it to yourself and get on with it.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you're not getting on with it. You're not coping
You're
well.
dying inside.
They're literally suffocating. So, but I like the fact that these days people have tried to move away from that and are speaking up, because before people would not.
Yeah.
You're supposed to just keep quiet.
Yeah.
Everything is private. Just keep it to yourself and just get on with it. But it's good to speak up, because that's the only way you can get help.
Literally.
Especially when there's no one around you to help you.
Yeah.
So, like,
a lot of people go through postpartum depression. And sometimes you don't even realize it until you're out of it.
You don't realize that you were going through that.
Yes. And then when you look back and you're like, shoot, I was actually a shadow of myself. Like, this is not, I was not normal. Like, me, I felt like I was mentioning that I had postpartum depression in a certain way. But mine was more postpartum rage. I was always so angry. I felt when I
Wow.
look back, I just felt like I was old because I wasn't sleeping. I realized my mom isn't coming. Like I was like, I wasn't prepared for
There's a
the
lot of
emotional
things all at
toll
once. Yeah.
that, my husband was now back at work. I was by myself. My baby was premature. Oh my goodness.
There was just a lot of things coming
At
at you at the
once, I
same
was
time.
just so angry. I felt like so. Sometimes you're like, "Oh, I'm not. I don't." You be thinking I'm not depressed, but you are. It might
Yes.
show up
And you don't
differently for
realize it.
you,
Yeah.
but you are. So you need to speak up. You need to try and kind of reach out and get help. If not, it's just gonna get worse, basically.
True.
Okay, so let me just quickly share like a story that someone sent to me for this
Okay.
episode. I would love to get your opinion on it. So this mom said, I've recently moved to a new city with my 3-month-old baby. Without family nearby and not knowing anyone here, I feel incredibly isolated. How can I start building a support network from scratch? I don't know if you have literally like practical tips. I guess is what we said about joining
I
community,
think,
but
yeah, I
go ahead.
think exactly, definitely. Well, being that she just moved here, she will definitely have to go to like a children's center or community center to get her baby measured and weighed. She might meet other mums there and they could plan like an outing together where they go for walks with the baby, even just to start with and build a relationship between themselves.
Yeah.
And then online, as
Yeah.
you said, there's lots
Yeah.
of community groups. So they might have like, activities or events that they're doing every week. You can join things like that as well. Maybe go for a walk with them, go to the park if it's a nice weather, plan play dates,
Yep.
go to like yeah, I think there's this class I also went to with my son. I think it was like a mother and baby class, baby massages, and
Okay.
you meet other mums there as well
Yeah.
with different kids,
Sometimes
different
look
age
at your baby
groups.
is so young. You be thinking my baby is going to sleep through this, but you're actually going for yourself.
Exactly.
You're going to
'Cause
network.
you don't
You're going to
realise.
meet other moms. You're going to
Yes.
just get fresh air out the house because you've been with baby all day.
All
You've
day.
probably not showered. You spit up vomit on your body. Just go talk to other people. Talk to adults instead of babies.
True.
Just get
Have
a
some
different
adult conversation.
Yeah.
Even sometimes, even in the local cafe,
Yeah.
could even have like mother and baby meetups and things like that. So
true.
even just going to those and then trying to build a community like near you where you live
Yeah.
is for starters,
Yeah.
and then the virtual ones, of course, you meet people all over.
Yeah.
But even when you meet people all over virtually, it might not be all the time that you can actually
Meet
hang
up
out with
and
them or
stuff.
meet
Yeah.
up with them, because the
Yeah.
reality is
Life
keeps lifing. So it's nice when you can start off with like people that are nearby to you, because then it makes things a bit easier.
Yep.
Even also with building the relationships, because then you can say, oh, you know what? Can we do a walk?
Let's just walk.
Yeah, let's go for a walk every Thursday or
Yeah.
every morning or something.
Yeah.
But because you live closer to each other, it makes it easier. So you can start off with that, and then it could be like, oh, no, let's go to the shopping mall nearby. And then that's how you keep doing it. And then, of course, then when you feel stronger and up for it, then you can go do like maybe meetups with other like motherhood groups
Yeah.
that are further out and things. But I think it's best to first of all start with what you can closer to home.
Yeah. Another platform that I know that would have kind of social activities for moms is actually, if you search on things like Eventbrite, sometimes they have
okay.
like a mom and baby meetup or social that you can join and you just attend. So in case you feel like there's no thing in your local area, you can find something. And some of the other resources, especially in the UK, that I've just kind of listed out to highlight are things like Peanuts app. So this is an app that's designed to connect mothers with similar age children in their vicinity. So if you join it's almost like a
perfect.
dating app for moms,
Oh,
basically.
I like that. I like the sound of that.
So in case you feel like, oh, okay, there's nothing in your local community, you can join the app and it joins you or connects you with moms around your area
you.
based on the kind of like age of your child. So
Which is good actually, because then you'll be
amazing.
able to have things to relate to.
Yeah.
Which is similar to what I said, building a community nearby.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that app kind of make it
easier. You can do it from your home.
From your house, you're like, okay,
You
we've
chat-
both got
you,
kids.
yeah, you
that
kind
are
of chat first
yeah,
and then see,
you're like, okay,
then
my
plan
child's
what
like
works.
2.
Yeah.
How's your child?
Literally dating that for moms. I love it.
I like that actually.
There's also something called Mommy Social, which is also another platform that is dedicated to social meetups and support for moms. And there's Moms Net, which is an online forum where you can have like discussions, advice, and also some local meetup opportunities. So if you have any questions and you're confused, you can go to this Mom's Net and you can put in your question
Yes,
and people
I like
respond
Mom's Net.
to you. Oh, you have? I was about to ask you,
I like-
have you ever used any of these resources?
I like Mom's Nets,
Okay.
trust me, because times when, again, you're a new mom and you have no clue about something.
Yeah.
Mom's Net was so helpful because
Really?
I'll just
Okay.
search for the question. I'll
Yeah.
ask a question, and then I'll find something similar or someone that's saying something and giving their own experience that I
Yep,
can relate
yep,
to.
yep.
So I found that so useful because, again, but of course now there are more, there are more platforms but then whenever I had my daughter, that's all I knew. I was like, Mom's Net. Why is this? Why is she burping? Why is her food coming up? Why does she keep vomiting every time she eats?
Yeah.
Why does she? So I was just like doing all kinds of searches, and then I would always get results that linked me back to Mom's Net.
Oh,
so that's how every time I Googled something, Googled a question, worrive.
Yeah.
Mom's Net
was already.
Yeah,
Mom's Net was your plug.
Mom's Net was my friend.
I've never actually used that, but
really?
that is something. I think what I used was I joined the app like what to expect, and on that app there was a forum like kind of section where moms just put in. It was like from pregnancy basically
and beyond.
and beyond. So moms, you basically had different like groups in the app. So there was the one of pregnancy. So when you're after you have your baby, then there's like, we had a baby in August. Everyone is similar
nice.
age grouped babies who also join a group, and everyone would just put in different things. There, I have eczema, my baby has this, my baby has that, and people would just offer advice, and that was so helpful.
That is so helpful because that advice is what also helps you as well get on with things, because then you feel like, what's this?
Yeah, it's not. It's okay. The baby's not dying.
Yeah, another person's gone through it as well, so it's nice to know.
Someone sent a question in. How do I handle feeling like an outsider in an established mom group?
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
Like, what if I don't connect with the mothers I meet?
To be honest with you, that one's tricky because you can't predict who you're going to connect with and who you can't and who you. But then again, if it's a motherhood group, there will be different people. So there might be one person.
You might not connect with everybody.
You might not connect with everyone,
and that's fine.
Yeah, that's
you just
okay.
need the one.
Just need one person.
And if you didn't connect with someone in that group, okay, find another group. Don't give up. And find another group. It's okay.
True.
You know?
True. Because it might not always, you don't have to connect with everybody.
Yeah.
So
you can find another group. You can just like keep trying. Like I said, try all these
other
different
things as well,
platforms.
and then there'll be somewhere where you find someone that you can click with.
Yeah, and aside moms, connecting with moms, actually, there are also other resources you can reach out to for support in terms of like there are lactation consultants, there are doulas that are available. So if you're struggling with like breastfeeding now, you can reach out to a lactation consultant. You can kind of reach out to the NHS. They'll connect you with someone who can come to your house. And there are also lactation groups that happen in the local area that you can just go there and they can watch you breastfeed. Like, I was shocked when they told me that. Just come in, we'll watch you breastfeed, we'll make sure your baby has a good latch, everything. And make sure you're supported.
And then you meet other people there as well.
You meet other people
who are going through the same thing.
So that's another way to connect. That's another way to kind of, but then you're doing it with the professional, right? So in case you feel like, okay, other moms, this one, they are there to help you. And from there, that can be a good way to also connect with other people
as well. Yeah.
So always kind of tap into the support. There's actually a lot of support and there's little resources out there. But sometimes it's just like, I don't want to go outside my comfort zone.
That's the thing. Coming out of your comfort zone. Is a thing. You have to be bold and take that step.
That's it. Okay. So I think that kind of wraps up, I feel like at the moment, some of the resources, how to build your own village. There are some barriers, right, that can happen with building your own mom tribe. And it's kind of personal to people. For example, like some people have social anxiety, some people are really shy. Some people, there's some logistical challenges. Maybe you're living in a place that is really far.
Yes.
So I'm just how do we provide some strategies to kind of overcome these barriers? Like if you have anything, aside like going online, especially for someone that's shy now and just feels like, I don't know. What would you say to that mom to really push her through the door?
To be honest,
go out there.
To be honest with you, it's just about how much that mom really wants to connect with other people. That's also another thing about it. Because if you want to, then you have to try your best to. And with someone who's shy, initially you can just kind of like look out there, test the waters. It doesn't have to be something you go to. It could just be like maybe more of a chat rather than, face to face or talking if you're feeling shy.
True, like something like that peanut apple said, right? Just chat.
Yeah,
and
so
just
you don't
test the
feel
water.
like, because then at least you don't have to see them face to face or literally meet up with them. And then when you feel comfortable enough, if you connect with someone there, then you can now arrange a meetup. So people like who don't want to go around too many people can do that, I think. And also for some people who that maybe don't drive or can't move around, then online.
Yeah,
It's a good way to do it.
Virtual is still okay.
Virtual's okay.
Yeah.
You do it from your phone, do it from your comfort of your house.
Yeah.
And that might be a better way for you. So it's about finding what works for you and your personality, I think. And then as you get comfortable, then you can try different other things, but you start with what you feel comfortable with and what works for you.
I agree. So just to wrap up, right, there's actually a lot of resources, as we said, that's available to you to research, to find out, to reach out to other people to build your mom tribe. So don't feel like, I know at sometimes it's really isolating and it's exhausting. You feel like, which time do I have to research, But to be honest, this will help you along in the journey, especially as a first-time mom, if your village is missing. So it's very important. It's very important for you to know asking for help is very okay. There should be no shame with doing that. It does not make you weak. It makes you strong, because then you're able to show up better for your baby. You're able to show up better for your family. So something that you actually need to do. There's a lot of things out there that you can reach out to. Don't forget that. If you've not taken that step, please, this is your sign.
Yeah, it doesn't make you less of a mom.
This is your sign.
Doesn't make you less of a mom to reach out for help.
Yes, please. So this is your sign to please take that first step. We would love to hear from all of you. If you're listening in and you feel like you can really relate, and if this resonated with you, please drop your comments below, share your story. We'd really love to kind of discuss it and also connect with you and keep the conversation going so that other moms can learn from you. If you have other tips to build your village when it was missing, or how you overcame the challenge when you faced it, please drop it in the comments below or send me a DM so I can share those resources with all the moms out there who are also looking for this information so that they can feel supported. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Vanessa.
Thanks for having
me. For joining us and dropping all the knowledge and the tea.
Wow. Thanks for having me. It was really fun.
Yeah. And until next time, remember, you're doing amazing and you've got this, mama.